Okay, let's just dive right in. Today, we're unpacking a cinematic project that feels almost inevitable.
It really does.
We're talking about the reported adaptation of the Odyssey, and it's being helmed by a director whose entire career seems built for this, Christopher Nolan.
And that's our mission for you today, to really get into how this foundational epic, one of the most influential stories ever told, gets translated into Nolan's very specific vision.
Right, because it's not just a big movie, it's a Nolan movie.
Exactly. What themes is he going to pull out? How does he make this ancient story feel immediate and, urgent?
And the basic setup is so simple, but the journey is anything but. You have Odysseus, the hero of the Trojan War, trying to get home. A trip that should take weeks ends up taking 10 years.
It's just the perfect story for him. The sources we've seen really emphasize that you don't need a degree in the classics to get it, but it tests these huge human concepts.
Concepts that he's obsessed with.
Completely. It's the perfect canvas for him, because the monsters, they aren't even the main point. The real story is about identity, about identity fragmentation.
That's a great way to put it. Identity fragmentation. You look at Memento, you look at Inception. Nolan is always asking, who are you when everything you rely on is stripped away? And Odysseus, over 10 years, he loses his crew, his ship, his reputation.
He even loses his own face, in a way. He arrives home and he's a stranger. Unrecognizable.
It's the ultimate identity crisis, isn't it? He's no longer the king who left. He's just this survivor.
And this is where it gets really interesting, and really, Dolan, it's his obsession with time.
Yeah.
Think about it. Odysseus is stuck on Calypso's island for 7 years.
Yeah.
That's not just a long time, it's a distortion of time.
It's interstellar. That's exactly what it is. He's on the water planet for minutes and years pass back on the ship.
Precisely. For Odysseus, a man of action, he's just stuck.
Yeah.
Frozen. While his son grows up, his wife ages, his world is moving on, but he's in this kind of subjective stasis.
And Nolan can just get so deep into that gap between his experience of time and the world's. It's not just an adventure, it becomes a tragedy of time lost.
It's not man versus monster anymore. It's man versus idea, the idea of home, the idea of who you were, the idea of time itself.
So what about the gods? That seems like a challenge for a director who loves grounded, tangible rules.
That's a really sharp question. And it seems he's treating them less like magical beings throwing lightning bolts.
Right.
And more like cosmic forces, like fate, or a kind of inevitable cosmic bureaucracy that Odysseus has to outsmart. It's a system he's fighting against, not just a person.
Okay, so if you're going to tackle all of that, identity, time, fate, you need a scale that can match that ambition.
And that is absolutely what we're getting. The budget alone, the reported budget, it's just staggering.
$250 million.
$250 million. That's not just a movie budget. That's a statement. It's a commitment to building a world on a mythological scale.
And a budget like that doesn't just buy you special effects. It buys you a serious cast. Looking at this rumored list, it's clear they're aiming for heavy drama.
Oh, absolutely. The talent here is immense. Starting with Odysseus himself, you have Matt Damon.
Which feels right. He has that competent but burdened quality. You believe he can win a war and also carry the weight of it.
Exactly. And then his son, Telemachus, is reportedly Tom Holland.
That's fascinating. The young man who's grown up in the shadow of this legend, maybe not even sure if his father is real.
You can just feel that dynamic.
Yeah.
And then holding down the fort back home, the brilliant Penelope, Anne Hathaway.
She is perfect for that. Penelope isn't just waiting around. She's a strategist in her own right, holding off all those suitors. Hathaway can bring that fierce intelligence.
And the main suitor, Anthonus. Robert Pattinson.
Oh, that's good casting. He can do that kind of smug, dangerous intensity like nobody else.
And then you fill it out with people like Zendaya as the goddess Athena, John Bernthal as Menelaus.
And Mia Goth as Melantho. Which is interesting because that points to Nolan focusing on the smaller, more intimate betrayals, not just the epic battles.
It really does. This cast tells you the stories about the human cost, the emotional toll of it all.
Which brings us to the visual side of things. If the cast is that big, the production has to be even bigger. And this is where Nolan always pushes things.
And this might be the biggest push yet. The reports are saying this will be the first movie in history to be shot entirely on IMAX.
Wait, the whole thing, not just the big action set pieces?
The entire feature. Every single frame.
Wow. Those cameras are famously difficult. They're loud, they're heavy. To shoot a whole drama like this on them.
It's a massive commitment. But it's about immersion. Normal movies are wide. IMAX is tall. He wants you to feel the height of the Cyclops cave, the vastness of the sea. It's about overwhelming you with scale.
But that choice, that dedication to the absolute biggest screen possible is already causing some debate, right?
Of course. It's a Nolan film. There has to be a technical controversy.
So what's the issue?
The issue is the true version of the movie is in that huge, almost square-like IMAX ratio. But the trailer that dropped on YouTube, it was in a standard, cropped 35mm format.
So most people watching on their phones or laptops are already seeing a compromised version. You're losing information from the top and bottom of the frame.
Exactly. You're losing the scale.
Yeah.
And then you have the problem of so-called IMAX theaters.
Right, the ones that aren't true IMAX.
So even if you pay for a ticket, you might be seeing a cropped, lesser version. And of course, when it hits streaming, it'll be formatted for your TV.
So he's making a version of the film that a huge portion of the world will never be able to see as he intended.
It's a bold statement. He's saying the theatrical experience is not just preferred, it's essential, the only way to truly see his movie.
Let's talk about what people are seeing in that trailer, though, cropped or not. What's the feeling, the atmosphere?
The immediate feel is just heavy, serious. There's an immense gravity to every shot. You see these flashes of the war, chaotic and visceral.
Any specific moments that really stand out?
Two in particular. First, there's this incredible close-up of the Trojan horse. It's not a fantasy object. It looks engineered, tactile. You feel the weight of the wood and the deception.
Grounding the myth in reality. Classic Nolan.
And then there's the Cyclops.
The big one. How does it look?
Well, the sequence is apparently a masterclass in tension. They say he uses these two long, deliberate pauses in the reveal. You feel the horror before you even see the creature.
Like the shark in Jaws, it's all about the buildup.
Totally. And when you finally see it, the framing makes Odysseus look like a child. It's just pure, overwhelming physical threat. That's going to be a huge moment.
Any other new mythological wrinkles?
Yeah, there was a mention of something called zombie warriors, these spectral figures that are relentlessly hunting Odysseus.
So it's not just isolated challenges, it's a constant pursuit, a survival horror element.
It adds this layer of relentless pressure, which suggests this is so much more than an adventure movie.
Which brings us to what feels like the real heart of the film, this central paradox.
The paradox of Odysseus himself. Here's a man who is the best of the best. A brilliant strategist, a war hero. He wins the unwinnable war.
Competence personified.
In the public sphere, yes. But on his personal journey home, he's a failure. He's just lost. Utterly lost.
He conquers Troy for the Greeks, but can't even navigate his way back to his own island. It's a devastating contrast.
And the journey isn't even over when he lands on Ithaca. The real fight, the ultimate test, is still to come.
The test of being accepted back?
Of being adopted, again by his own family. He has to prove to his wife, to his son, that he's still the man they knew, even though he's been changed by a decade of trauma.
The physical journey is just the preliminary round. The final boss is reconnection.
And that kind of emotional weight needs a powerful score to carry it.
And Ludwig Göransson is doing the music?
Continuing his partnership from Oppenheimer. And from what we're hearing, the music is just immense. It has that feeling of importance, of history, of deep emotional stakes.
So to wrap this all up for you, our listener, what we have here is Nolan taking a classic story that is just perfectly suited to his obsession.
Obsessions with identity, with time, with the conflict between an individual and these massive impersonal forces.
And he's backing it with a massive budget, an incredible cast, and this revolutionary, maybe even stubborn, commitment to the pure IMAX format.
It forces you to ask how you're going to see it, if you can see it the way it was meant to be seen.
But ultimately, this telling of the Odyssey seems to be about more than the voyage. It's a tragedy about how you can achieve everything the world considers a victory.
And still be completely adrift until you pass that one final intimate test. The test of coming home.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative thought, doesn't it? If a hero who conquered Troy and outsmarted gods still has to fight for a place at his own dinner table, what does that say about what victory really means? And why is the journey back to yourself always the hardest one?